Class of 2024 students and parents, welcome to the scheduling presentation for 10th grade. I'm Mrs. DK, and I will get things started here, and you'll be hearing from Mr. Sweeney a little bit later in the presentation. The first thing that we want to go over is the scheduling timeline, which begins in early February and goes all the way through the end of March. At the current time, you're probably talking with your teachers in some of your classes about coursework that's available for next year, learning about the next class in the curricular areas, as well as some of the amazing electives that we offer at Sycamore High School. In the next week, you will be receiving scheduling materials in the mail. Please take extra care to review all of the information that comes home, as it is chock full of everything you need to know about the process, as well as graduation requirements and the courses that are available. The week of February 15th, we will start the online scheduling process, and that's when students will be able to go into the online scheduler and access the courses that they've been recommended for, as well as select electives that you want to take in the 10th grade year. Later in February and throughout the month of March, you will be meeting with your counselor, either Mr. Sweeney or myself, Mrs. DK, to talk one-on-one and review the selections that you have made. At that time, we will be able to answer any questions that you have or make any changes that are needed. This is a really important slide that we will include in all of our presentations from now until the time you graduate in 2024. It's very important to make sure you are aware of the credits and requirements for graduation. Every student graduating from Sycamore High School needs 4 credits or 4 years of English, 4 credits in math, 3 credits in science, 1 in life science, 1 in physical science, and an elective science credit, 3 credits of social studies, world history, American history, and U.S. government. You also need to fulfill a PE and health requirement, as well as 1 full credit of fine arts, which can be visual arts, more classes that are in the art department, or performing arts. Typically, those are in the music department or theater department. In addition to that, you also need to earn 5.5 electives for a total of 21.5 credits by the end of your senior year. So this is back to the scheduling timeline slide that you saw recently, but it just kind of breaks it down in a little bit more detail. Right now, you should be talking with teachers about different options and recommendations that they are making for you in the coursework you will be pursuing in 10th grade. If you have questions about the courses or what class your teacher has recommended you for, please make sure that you have those conversations with your actual teachers in the classroom right now. It is much easier to have that conversation with them, and they have now gotten to know you as a student and as a person. And so if you have specific questions, they are your best resource at this time. Take time to view the academic fair slides and read the course planner. All of these items are on our Sycamore Counseling website, and you can find that at the web address sycamoreschools.org/SHS scheduling. The online scheduling process will begin, as we mentioned, in February. Counselors will review the classes on your online scheduling page, and this is where you also enter your selections online. As I mentioned earlier, instructions will be mailed home in early February, and by the time you watch this video, you may have already received them. There are also many video tutorials available on the scheduling website. Each student has a unique username and password for scheduling, and that will be mailed to you to your Sycamore High School Gmail address. So make sure you are always checking that email address for important information.
Thanks, Mrs. DK. Hey, everybody, this is Mr. Sweeney. I have the first half of the alphabet, A through K, for the class of 2024. So ninth graders, just a few more things to think about as we go through the scheduling process. Remember that you need to have at least 4 core academic classes in your schedule. So that's the math, science, English, and social studies. You're going to need at least 4 math, 4 English to graduate. As Mrs. DK said earlier, you will need 3 science and 3 social studies, but it's a great idea to make sure you've got 4 every year. Keep in mind the grad requirements that Mrs. DK went over. So all the different credits you need, the classes that you're going to need before you graduate in your senior year. So if you haven't taken PE yet, make sure you look at those courses. Health is going to be a class that we recommend you take in your sophomore year. And then, of course, fine arts and electives. So when you guys log into the online scheduler, you will see your course recommendations from your teachers. So in the past, we usually used paper forms, but as things continue to change with COVID, we streamlined the process online this year as far as the recommendations go. So you'll see the classes your teachers recommended you for. You will not be able to change those, but when you meet with me or Mrs. DK to go over your schedule in the end of February and into March, we can make adjustments as needed. We do make sure that we rely on those teacher recommendations because those are the teachers that you've been with and that know your work ethic, your ability. And so we do rely on those. However, we can have conversations, and certainly we can make changes if needed as we go over your schedules for sophomore year. So really take some time and look at what you have in your schedule, okay? Be thoughtful about this. When you guys are going over your schedules, if you have any accelerated or AP classes, keep in mind there may be summer assignments that go along with those. We have until May 15th to make any final changes to the schedule. So once we meet individually, one-on-one, if you change your mind about a certain class, you have until May 15th to make those changes. However, after that deadline, your schedule is set for next year, and that includes any summer assignments. So if you take a class, register for a class that's an accelerated or AP, and it has a summer assignment, and you don't complete that summer assignment, that's going to impact your grade immediately from the start of the school year. So keep that in mind. We definitely want to make sure that you guys have a good balance in your life, okay? So that's talking about what kind of academics you have and thinking about everything else that you're involved with. So sports, activities, jobs, personal things outside of school. Make sure you have a good balance. We want you to be fully engaged here at school, but we also understand that there's things outside of school as well. So we can definitely have those conversations, and I can give you advice as to what I think would be a good fit, but ultimately it's up to you and your family to make the best decision for you. So thank you guys so much. I hope this wasn't too overwhelming for you. We're going to be with you every step along the way, especially when we meet individually. Keep in mind that we will have the counselor meetings one-on-one. So if you have any questions about the scheduling process, individual class questions, please know that we can answer those when we meet one-on-one to go over your schedule requests in the end of February and into March. We really appreciate your time. And if you guys have any questions in the meantime, feel free to stop by and see us. Thanks, everybody.